What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
All right. Let us do it to it. Call it episode 181 of the Big Shot Bob podcast from his home studio in Atlanta, Georgia, is B-Dog Brandon Harper. From Truist Park, I'm Rob Jenners. And from clear across the other side of this great universe, the exact opposite side of the globe from us, it is noon Eastern in Atlanta, Georgia. It is midnight in Manila, where we join
the thriller in Manila.
That's right, seven-time NBA champion Robert Ory. What in the world are you doing in the Philippines?
Well, the NBA partnered with this phone company called Vivo, and so they was launching.
Okay, we know Vivo.
Their new phone.
Okay.
Yeah, they were launching their new phone, so we had to do a big event here, and I was the ambassador for the NBA that was picked to come and hang out. It was fun. It was fun.
That's cool.
It was totally different from what we normally do, but it was fun. We was on stage for like 2 hours talking to the fans, and had some people come on stage,
like Q&A type stuff.
Yeah, okay. So it was cool. Yeah,
that's fun, man. That's cool. That's very fun. How is the Philippines, man? Have you ever been there before?
This is my third time.
Third time. Okay,
this is my third time being in the middle. The first time was back when Dominique, myself, Tim Hardaway, Cap, meaning Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, we did like an Asian tour back in 2009. And we were playing against different little Asian teams, getting our ass kicked. them little motherfuckers was fast, hitting threes on us. I'm like, God damn. I'm too old for this shit to be chasing some around the fucking screen. And here's the funny part. We was getting our ass whooping. Kareem was hot. He was coaching us right. He was yelling at us. I'm like, Kareem, dude, we all retired and old as shit. These motherfuckers 21 years old. You think we can keep up with them?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. The people here are always wonderful, man. They treat you so well. They basketball is the number one sport here. They love their basketball. And you believe it or not, every corner almost has a basketball hoop on it. So they love their basketball.
That's crazy, man. So what do you do in the Philippines? Is it just dinner? Is it, obviously you got this event, you did the event. What's the scene like out there?
Well, it was a big dinner. You do the dinner, you do the on-stage presence. It's almost like a charity event. And then tomorrow is an in-store appearance. We're going to go to Nike, Jordan brand, and then another brand. I don't remember the name of it. And just because the fans come out, it's just hype. Just a hype reel for,
sure,
the upcoming season. Because if you think about it, shit, preseason start with about, a week?
Oh, yeah, we're syncing up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's cool, to get the NBA, get people hyped, get ready for the NBA.
That's cool, man. I've never been anywhere overseas in Asia, like ever. Europe, Asia, I've never been, never crossed an ocean. So you've gotten to experience some stuff that I think a lot of people probably never get the chance to do in their life, which is why every time you're somewhere cool, I want to pick your brain about what it's like and what's going on, and is this a place that I would endanger my life going to? No? Okay, cool.
The first time when we played that game, it was an actual arena where they had the Thriller in Manila. So that was really cool.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, so, yeah.
That's iconic. How you doing, Harp?
Good, man.
Good,
It's a good Tuesday because it was a good Monday night.
It was a good Monday night. You got his Falcons hat on today?
Yeah, it was a good Monday night. I was in the Battery. I was at Rob, when you came to the Battery a couple of times to see us, we never took you to a spot called Sport and Social. But Sport and Social, obviously the station has done business with them since we've been there. And it is also one of the premier places to watch college and pro football in the entire city of Atlanta. One of the best places, just because of the size of the TV.
Humongous TV, yeah.
Biggest TV in the Southeast.
Yeah.
And it was packed last night. It started a little slow, but when the Braves game let out, more people flooded over. And to witness the Falcons come back the way they did, it was beautiful.
Hey, did that not remind you of Pete Carroll? I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was Pete Carroll right there.
It was.
Second coming.
I think the coolest thing, and I didn't watch it live because I usually don't watch the Manning cast, but I always go back and catch all the clips and stuff. They had Matt Ryan sitting in with them for that final drive where they went down and scored.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool because it's like, man, Matt's done that 100. All three of those guys have done that time and time and time again.
Yeah.
But it was dope to see Matt in there with those guys and be there for that final drive. And look, man, I was getting texts from people that were like, "Hey, rooting for the Falcons tonight," and I was like, I just hope the Falcons don't get embarrassed. That was my only thing. Just don't get embarrassed in Philly. And
hey, you probably was wondering when I text you, wow, you probably like, what the hell Robert talking about?
Dude, I think it's adorable that you think I'm up at 11 p.m. at night. Because my ass was,
Falcons,
I was sawing logs, dude. I was out cold. What are you talking about? He's texting at 11 p.m. Well, you might as well text me 3 o'clock in the morning. Shit. I'm out cold.
I would look. I was live and all the way awake.
Oh, I'm sure.
I wasn't even home.
I'm sure.
And so it was, man, it was a good night because a lot of Falcons fans, you sitting there somber after week one, losing at home. Not a lot of people had there were people who were calling for Kirk Cousins' head.
Oh,
they were
God.
like, oh no, he got to be benched. Put in Michael Penix. It's over. Why did we sign him? I can't tell you how many people I had texting me saying, I'm like, yo, it's game one.
That don't
Relax.
Matter. That don't matter.
Hey, they want to win now.
Look, and that's if there's one thing we're really terrible at as sports fans, it's patience. We have none. Everybody you need. I mean, come on, we see that all the time in the NBA. We want to win now. We want results now. Don't give me the whole next season we're gonna have it. No. I want results in week one. Damn it. We do have a lot of NBA stuff to get to, believe it or not. And audio of the week, we're going to get to more college football and NFL stories. Audio of the week, I'm just going to leave it on the table, is from Shannon Sharp. So let's.
We don't want you to see that.
Well, no. I'm not going to play that, but I got some other stuff worth playing. We're going to circle back to Unk in a little bit here, but I wanted to start with Steve Kerr, just because I thought this was funny. You get the Celtics and the Warriors, November 6th. Steve Kerr was asked, man, how you think the fans in Boston are going to receive you after all the Tatum Olympic stuff? And he just said, quote, yeah, they're going to make it really uncomfortable for me. I think that's it, but I'll be fine. They're going to be all over me. And I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, you know how Boston rolls, man. They don't take too kindly to that kind of stuff. And there was a lot of heat on him. But let me ask you a question, Rob. If Boston is hot, and that place is on fire for the Warriors just because they want to throw rocks at Steve Kerr. Wouldn't you rather play in a hostile environment where the crowd is hype and the energy is big, and even if it's not for you, doesn't that still feed you a little bit?
It does, because you wait until the end of the game to say, shut up and sit down, or, some other words. But it's so weird, bro. The Boston fans are going to get pissed at Steve Kerr for playing another Boston player in his place.
Yeah.
Can you really be upset? Come on now. He still showed the city love. He just didn't play your star player. But yeah, it's not a player alive that doesn't like going to a hostile environment, man, because if you can go in there and get that win, it makes it, like they say, more better.
I like it. Well, I did see Derrick White. You brought up Derrick White. Did you see Derrick White he got in a little scuffle or something?
Yeah, Colorado State
the Colorado game. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I forgot he went to Colorado. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I saw that clip, and I'm like, that's random as hell. Derrick White getting into a fight at a Colorado State game, but I guess it makes sense because he did. Okay, cool, but it's still random.
It's very
random.
The funny part is he didn't throw his hat up because all of a sudden the brothers came out of nowhere because that whole section was white. And all of a sudden, the brothers came out of nowhere. Hey, man, I got you. You need some help? I got you back. I'm like, oh, shit. The only thing he didn't do was throw his hat in the air, a la Montgomery, Alabama.
The ferryman with the hat in the air, just throw it up, and Dion comes running over. I got you, man. Yeah. So, no, it was that was something. And I did want to mention this, too, because I saw this from CBS Sports. Since we're talking about coaches. They had their sports department go ahead and put out the top 30 coaches from across the NBA. Number 1 was Eric Spoelstra. I think that's probably fair. Number 2 was Nick Nurse in Philly. I'm surprised he was that high on the list. Rick Carlisle for the Pacers was 3. Kerr fell in at 4. And your boy Ty Lue fell in at 5. Dead last, JJ Redick.
Well, he ain't coached nobody yet.
He has to be last.
And that's all it said. It just said, we have nothing to work off of here to show you that he can. But I guess my point is, even if you have no coaching experience, if you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, don't you deserve maybe a notch or two above some of these other people down on the list? Jordy Fernandez in Brooklyn, Charles Lee in Charlotte, Brian Keefe in Washington. Don't you deserve maybe just a shred more credit than some of those guys?
Negative, because those other guys at least have some assistant coach under their belt. He ain't even been assistant coach. He barely coaches his kids' AAU team. So, I'm shocked that they didn't put Pop in the top 5.
No, Pop's like, I think it was like 11 or 12 or something. He was out in the middle. And for the record, Mike Malone fell in at, I think, 15. And I'm like, didn't he
don't
just
give a shit.
Yeah, no, Mike does not give a shit. Where'd you fall on the list, Mike?
I don't give a shit.
You don't care.
I wonder. Give me that top 5 again.
Top 5 was number 1 was Spoelstra. Number 2, Nick Nurse. Number 3, Rick Carlisle for Indiana. Steve Kerr was 4. Ty Lue was 5.
See, all those, to me, being a player, sorry to interrupt you, B. I think, for me, I would have loved to play for Tibbs. Thibodeau seemed like a coach.
Yeah, I was surprised Tibbs wasn't higher on that list. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think Tibbs is an old school coach, and he probably can rub some other players the wrong way because nobody wants to be held accountable, and he makes you be accountable. And so I think that's the reason he probably wasn't high, because nobody wants to be held accountable. They want to say, like the Spider-Man, no, it's you. No, it's me. It's you.
Yeah, the meme where they're all pointing at each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Nick Nurse being number. I don't know what metric they use to kind of rank these guys.
Yeah, that's why I was saying he fell in at 2. I
understand. I do understand Eric Spoelstra. And the success that he's had, and him still being pretty young, and eventually he's probably going to end up coaching Team USA and replacing Steve Kerr.
Yay.
I can understand Eric Spoelstra. Everybody around the league is pretty high on Eric Spoelstra. He's been groomed from being a video room guy to now being the head coach of the Miami Heat for some years. So I can get that. I'm just trying to figure out the metric that they use. Rick Carlisle that strictly came from last year.
Yes.
And them overachieving. Now, I'm not saying he's not a good coach, but for him to be ranked that high, that came from the job that he did with that Indiana Pacers team last season.
100%.
But some of these other guys, Nick Nurse is a good coach, but number 2?
Number 2?
All right. Whatever.
Yeah.
But who's the Oklahoma City coach again? What's his name?
Oh, crap.
Can't think of his damn name.
Not Don. Yeah. He's out of there, right?
But I'm shocked that he's not up there, because when you coach young guys, they all they're all friends in the league now. So we'd be like, oh man, we're a great coach. Yeah. So I'm shocked that he ain't up there, because when you get a team to be successful, as that team was last year. But here's the thing: you talked about the parameters. Is this the players voting, or is this
this is just the guys that cover basketball for CBS.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's Minnesota's coach name?
Hang on.
Because I'm
trying to pull up the list real quick, because I only made a few notes on my sheet about who was on this list. So I'm trying to see if I can't find it real quick.
It's weird. I mean, I don't understand the metrics that they use for some of these guys. Like, I know some of these guys is, recent success.
All right, for the record, Mark Denault was number 6 for Oklahoma City. Okay. So he didn't crack the top 5, but he was in the top 10. Let's see. Jazz, Rockets, Suns. Budenholzer for the Suns was 9. Joe Mazzulla for the Celtics was number 11. Thibodeau was 10. Chris Finch, Minnesota Timberwolves, came in at 12.
Okay.
And then the list goes on. I mean, Jason Kidd didn't fall until 18. And I'm like, didn't he just run his team to the Western Conference Finals and to the NBA Finals? Didn't that just happen?
Yeah. I think a lot probably has to do with who the writers like. Jason Kidd probably is not, he's a former player, so some of the questions he will answer the writers probably don't like. Like
Yeah,
both teams play hard.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah.
And I also think they rank some of these guys based off what they think they're gonna do moving forward. I think people still think Eric Spoelstra has a lot of noise to make. Some people think with Nick Nurse now getting Paul George in Philly that they're gonna make some more noise. Rick Carlisle and his squad has a lot of room to grow because his team is pretty young. I think a lot of it is not just based off what they've done, but what they also think they're going to do. Pop is low because he's at the end of his career.
Yeah.
And I think if I had to guess the metric that they use that metric because that's the only thing that would make sense by how they rank some of these guys.
Yeah, Pop was 14. And for the record, Quinn Snyder came in at 16 for the Hawks. And I'm like, yeah, right next to Mike Malone, who just came off an NBA title a couple seasons ago.
But you know what it tells you?
I'm a little lost in that metric there.
Average. He's right there around average.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, middle of the league. But you're going to put him next to Mike Malone?
You're right. But like I said,
I don't know. I guess they're just not looking at the roster. They're looking at the job they did with the pieces they had. I don't know. It's a weird list. But anyway, I don't want to get your take on it. We do have some other stuff to get to, but I did want to mention, Rob, go ahead and open up your Factor stuff.
I'm with you, big dog.
Okay, good. I'm making sure you got it, dude, because Factor's back this week. Love our friends at Factor. I told you I'm like now officially like 100% on board. Like visit. I'm going to be ordering this because I never eat well when I'm like on the run. And I think too, and Harp, you can speak to this, radio guys, if we're not careful, especially what you do, Harp, being a promo guy and having to be out at all these events and stuff, if you're not careful, dude, you can eat poorly all the time, like on the go. So, yeah, Factor makes it real easy to eat right and eat quick. So we really love having them on as part of the show. By the way, and I'm trying to lose a few lbs before I go back to the doctor, and she tells me I got to lose 10 pounds because that's my doctor's favorite thing. She's like, you're doing great. Your numbers are good. Lose 10 pounds. It's like every conversation I have with my doctor. So this is I re-up with my Factor. I got my Calorie Smart stuff. So I'm eating fresh food quickly and without resorting to fast food. You can go protein heavy if that's where you need to go. You can go keto. A lot of options from our friends at Factor. That's why we love them.
Yeah, Factor offers up no prep. This is my favorite part. No mess. No mess meals. All chef crafted and never frozen. See, that's the key. I think the freshness comes from never frozen. And they're ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So you always have time for a great tasting meal. We're talking restaurant quality meals with premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, and blackened salmon. Check out up to 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week. See, that's what I like. That's called a variety of things to eat, So when you got that variety, you're gonna be happy. So check this out. Each and every week, they have everything from breakfast to dessert. And then you don't have to shop, you don't have to prep, you don't have to cook. And my favorite, you don't have to clean up. So Factors is the one for you.
Honestly, all of those are winners for me. I have to do all that crap in my house, to shop and prep and then cook it and then clean all the dishes. So I'm 100% in. And of course, we've got a deal for you. If you want to try Factor, if you're like us and your lifestyle is on the go a lot and you're running around, give them a shot. Really, really good food. Just head to factormeals.com/BigShotBob50, or you can just use that promo code when you check out BigShotBob50. It gets you 50% off your first box, 20% off your next month. So that's BigShotBob50 at factormeals.com. It gets you 50% off your first box, 20% off the next month while your subscription is active. So thank you very much.
And if you don't believe it's good, just ask B Hart. It sure is good,
dude. Put that on a billboard, Jesus, man. Robert Ory says, "Show is good."
Show is good. It definitely is.
All right, let's give some props to Asia Wilson because damn, I mean, she's just been on a rip. Well, we've talked about her a bunch, but. The first WNBA player to score 1,000 points in a single season. She breaks the single season scoring record. And, I mean, there's been a lot of incredible performances around the WNBA this year, but she has been on another planet. she's just damn near unstoppable, it seems like.
Yeah, when you watch her play, and I just love her because she's left-handed. And when you got left-handed players, they're hard to stop. And her post moves are nice. Her fadeaways. I don't think she has, we always talk about what players can't do. I think she's one of those players where there's no chink in her armor. If you watch her play, she can guard perimeter person. She can shoot threes. She can hit mid-range. She can take it to she's probably the ultimate basketball player. So, that's the one that's like one of those females that's sitting on the sideline. You'd be like, I take her like white men can't jump because they think she can't ball.
Yeah.
But she can ball.
Yeah, her offensive repertoire is unmatched. And obviously the anchor for that Aces squad.
Hell yeah.
Another reason why they're going to be right there competing at the end for another title. When we start talking about the growth of the WNBA and everything that has taken place this season, we talk a lot about, Angel Reese, and we talked about Caitlin Clark, and them being kind of the catalyst. That's true. But when you have women like Asia Wilson, who has really been dominating this league and not a lot of people were watching, she benefits. I mean, she's getting her flowers and her just due. And she's benefiting a lot from the fact that, hey, for those of you all who did not know, before we have these two get into the league, I was here. And as soon as I stepped foot on the WNBA floor, I was doing my thing. And she's able to have more eyes on her who can also give her props and give her flowers for what she's been in this league for quite some time.
Yeah.
So we can, we shout out Angel and we shout out Caitlin and how they've taken this thing and skyrocketed and is going to the moon. But being a part of that, Asia is now getting the props and the flowers that she deserves for being here and balling out, even when there weren't as many eyes watching. And now she has all these eyes watching. She's getting everything that she deserves now.
You know what I hate is that this hype wasn't on the league, a few years back. Because you think about Candace Parker, you think about Cash, you think about Swoops, you think about all these
Lisa.
great players that a lot of people didn't see because they didn't watch. They watched them in college, but after that they did. So I wish this hype was on them a little bit earlier. So now they'll be getting paid more because the hype train will be bigger and it'll be more, more eyes on it. But you think about, Cooper is one of my favorite. Khalil Cooper, that's one of my favorite players. I love watching her play. So it's so many fantastic women playing this game, man. I don't care if it's Caitlin, Reese, Taurasi, whoever started this hype train, let's just keep it going because you're getting to see some fantastic basketball from these women.
Yeah.
Big time. And like you said, Harp, now there's eyes on it, and you got people like Wilson, like Boston, like all these girls now that are like, all right, now we're going to show you why we're here and the name we've made for ourselves before all these eyes were on it. So, dude, it's been a lot of fun, and she's been. God, you're right, man. Her offensive repertoire, it's like she does everything, and there's just so few players in any sport, men's or women's, that have that kind of bag to dip into when they need it. If you want to shoot, you want to drive, just everywhere, just across the floor. So it's been great.
Yeah. She's trying to take the Aces back to the finals, dude, so she's putting in work.
Again. And then just, we did mention Caitlin Clark. I will mention that she became the single-season scoring record for rookies. She set that record. Yeah. And I think she broke, if I'm not mistaken, she's like the all-time assists leader in the WNBA now for a single season. She broke that record as a rook. So, she's putting up numbers. It's not just the hype train. She's doing well, and, we talked about Angel and stuff, so... Just fun that's in the spotlight, and it's something that we can talk about a little bit more now, and it's got more eyes on it. So just wanted to shout her out. I did also see, this came from Bovada this week. This landed in my feed, that the Brooklyn Nets, leader in the clubhouse to land Jimmy Butler if he decides that he's going to move on from Miami. He's got another season in Miami still, but Brooklyn Nets are your leader, and apparently here's why. He's got a close relationship with Ben Simmons' agent, and Ben Simmons' agent is apparently very happy with the way the Nets have handled his situation. And the first thing I thought is, because they're still paying his ass and he ain't doing nothing. I'd be thrilled too. I got me a TV. I got my feet up. I got my street clothes on. I look good. And I'm still.
He ain't got to do nothing but stop from that seat that he's sitting on from flying up in the air. What you mean handling the situation?
That's exactly
he's sitting down making $30-40 million.
Y'all gonna pay Jimmy to sit? Pay Jimmy to sit. You know.
And it's so weird because the thing with social media now, they'll show him in the gym. I'm like, oh shit, he can shoot now. He get into the hole. But as soon as the season starts, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Yeah. And he don't know what it is. It's like, think about it. When you come in the league, it takes time for your body to mature, get stronger, to take, the grind of 82 seasons. And this dude, he hadn't had the chance to get the grind of 82 seasons. So as you get older, you can't take that. You can't take all those games. And so now I'm looking at him like, dude, your prime is past you, but I want people to be able to play. I want to see him on the court. I want to see him able to get back out there because when he did go out there and when he was on the court, he showed flashes of being pretty damn good. But the injuries have plagued the kid, so hopefully, it'll be that 1 year that he can get back. But back to Jimmy. Jimmy ain't going no fucking loser. Come on now.
No way. And that was my thought too. I'm like,
going to no loser.
Jimmy ain't gonna go to Brooklyn. Who is? I mean, when you're Brooklyn and you're hanging it on Ben Simmons, that is not a place you want to be late in your career. It's just not.
You think about it, Brooklyn just got rid of their best player for peanuts.
Yes, for nothing.
So you think I want to go to Brooklyn?
Hell
Fuck that.
Hell no. Other leaders on the board, Golden State is second, and that might not be a bad idea to see Jimmy, Steph, and Draymond get to play for a stint together. I'm kind of a toxic combo, I think, maybe with Draymond and Jimmy on the same side of the floor, but
it's gonna be a lot of Wanda Sykes. You motherfucker, you. So whose fault is it that they're not winning?
Yeah. Oh God, they'll be finger pointing like crazy. Yeah.
Jimmy Butler gonna be like, you.
Jimmy, and Jimmy do that in front of the media too. He'll sit at the post game press conference, go, Draymond need to hustle his ass down the floor, otherwise we're gonna lose all these games.
Yes.
And then let's see, Houston is in that mix. San Antonio was in that mix. The Lakers, of course, and the Clippers both in that mix. But
if he goes to Houston, I just don't see him and Dylan Brooks, meshing.
Yeah.
And if he goes to LA, I don't see him and LeBron meshing. Because Jimmy will call you out on if you're not getting back on defense or if you're whining too much. He'll call you out on because he wants you to just ball out and then let the chips fall where they may. So it'd be really interesting if he goes. But I doubt it because they need a guy like Jimmy Butler on Miami Heat because they always talk about the culture. He is a part of that culture. He is one of the guys who kind of made that culture extend for a few years after the quote-unquote culture started. But they need him. If they lose him, they might well be ready to go lottery.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, going back to something we talked about earlier with Spoelstra still being at the top of that list. I remember when he was the coach and he had the big three, when he had LeBron and D-Wade and Bosh. I remember thinking about Eric. I was like, when this thing comes apart, because we knew it was not going to be a long-term thing. It was probably going to be 4 or 5 seasons, like tops. Even though LeBron was promising 7, 8, 9 championships. I was like, unless they're winning every year, the wheel's going to come off. I'm thoroughly impressed with the job Eric has done through the years and especially with Jimmy. Because the stint that he's had Jimmy Butler there, and Jimmy Butler came in with that reputation of, I'm a locker room killer. I'm going to blow it up. We're going to walk in. We're going to call players out. I'm going to take my backups and I'm going to school the starters and I'm going to do it in front of the media, that kind of shit. And we have not had much of any of that out of him in Miami. We've seen him have his flashes where he takes over these games and pushes the Heat into the postseason. And I think you're right, Rob. I think he is a huge spark plug for Miami. Like I think it begins and ends. And it's not any shade at Bam or any of those guys, but I feel like he's the heart of that, the energy that comes off that team.
Yeah. I think he's also going to see Bam like, man, I seen what you did in the Olympics. You need to play like that during the season. Stop deferring the motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Shit. Take over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Well, everywhere Jimmy has been, whether it be in Minnesota, whether especially Philly, with the way that Joel Embiid always spoke about him, He's always guys have maybe not liked him when he was there, but when he left, they always understood what he brought to the team. And always understood how he made those guys better and made those guys tougher. Like I said, Joel Embiid consistently has spoken highly of him, how he wished Jimmy Butler would have stayed in Philly just because of the level of toughness that he brought. Could you imagine? I don't know if we really could imagine. Could you imagine Jimmy on the same team as an Ant Edwards?
Ooh. Again, though, is that personalities that don't, mesh?
Maybe not, but I think Ant would respect somebody like Jimmy. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Ant might be even run a little hotter if he had Jimmy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think he respects somebody like him.
But you know what's weird? I think a lot of times when rookies come in and there's an established vet, not an established vet who hadn't done anything, an established vet that's an all-star, and he comes across a certain way, you kind of follow suit. You kind of do what they do. And I think Ant-Man, if you look at that team he went to, you're looking around the room like, who the fuck are these fools? They some, I can be me because I'm the dominant, I'm the alpha in this group. And there's no more alpha than Jimmy. Jimmy, anywhere he go, he might be the ultimate alpha in any situation. So I think he probably would just follow suit because of the way Jimmy carries himself and the way he just, controls a locker room and controls a team.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got some audio to get to. I'm not gonna play 90 seconds of some girl moaning in the background. But this happened. What? God, it was late last week. Shannon Sharp, I guess, accidentally went live while he was, he was thrown down a little bit. It was funny because I guess the girl's name was Michelle. You could hear the girl's name, I guess, at some point. And immediately, any girl named Michelle wasn't me. Like Michelle Beadle, I swear it wasn't me.
She posted that?
Oh, yeah, she posted that.
Yeah,
that's all she said. I swear it
was.
wasn't me. She didn't repost or retweet. She just said, I swear it wasn't me. So that was fun. And then he first instinct is, I think, everybody's first instinct, right? I got hacked. And then people had to kind of explain to him, you can't go live on Instagram. If you get hacked, that's got to happen from your phone. He's like, oh, okay, oops. Then I didn't get hacked. That was probably just me. But here's the audio I wanted to play for you. Of course, he does that show. Was it called Nightcap?
Nightcap with Ocho.
With Ocho.
Yeah.
That he does with Chad Ochocinco. And you know Chad was not going to let that go without having some fun at Unk's expense. So here's Chad and Shannon talking about it on the podcast.
Nobody was harmed in the making of this audio.
No. Well, I don't know, except
she might have had to put a little ice pack down there, but she good otherwise. Nope. You play a hard game, you ice. Basketball players ice their knees, they ice their ankles, their elbows and stuff like that up and down football players. Okay.
Hey, she might be in the Epsom salt right now. Hey, she in the Epsom salt right now watching the show. Hey, Michelle. All right. Heal up, sweetie. Heal up.
What was I saying, Ocho? What was I saying? I ain't hear.
You was like, you gonna take this dick. Now, I'm just saying, I ain't never heard you talk like that. I ain't never heard you talk like that.
Oh man, I love Ocho. Oh, Ocho's great. There you go.
For what it's worth, I watched that nightcap live.
So good.
It was so I watched because everybody was anticipating it. It topped out at almost 400,000 people
watching it live. Oh no!
Yes,
so good.
It was crazy.
So good. Oh, you gotta ice up. You like basketball players ice their knees. You just
first off,
up, man.
Yeah, we all know. That wasn't an accident.
No.
You can't. There's too many steps that you got to go through to go live.
Dude, but I'll tell you what, man. If it isn't an accident, you're running dangerous territory, man, because ESPN has bounced people. We saw what they did to Paul Pierce. And this is not anything close to what Paul did, but, you're running on Disney's thin little line there, man. You got to be careful.
But he also brings in ratings that Paul Pierce didn't.
Well, that's true.
So that's why ESPN came out and said he won't face any type of repercussions for this. Of course he won't. He's Shannon Sharp. You done paid him all this money. Him and Pat McAfee, outside of Stephen A. Smith, they are ESPN.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Because I tried to watch the other day, and I was like, I'm good. I can't do the screaming, man. No. I'm like, dude, I can't do the screaming.
No. I'll bring you the highlights. That's all you need. You just need the highlights. Just ice them knees, baby. Just ice them knees. All right. Let's do a couple NFL stories. By the way, black crime and white crime this week. Hey. So we'll have some fun with that in a few minutes. But before we get to big shot of the week, do you guys think Tua should retire?
Oh, that's a really, really, really good question.
Because, I mean, it's not a matter of what – because he said he's not gonna, and he doesn't have plans to, at least, I should say. But, like, I look at those hits that he took Thursday night against Buffalo, and I'm like, bro, like, I guess the question is, at what point do you go, is this worth, my life or my well-being in the future? Because enough of those hits, we've seen what that does to guys.
Yeah, for me, I think he really need to go sit down with a neurologist or someone who understands the brain and the rallying of the brain, because I just think about Junior Seau. And
that's the first thing I thought of too. You said that, yeah.
And I'm not talking because of the nationality. I'm just thinking about when I got a chance to know him.
I did too.
Fun-loving guy.
Yeah.
And, he's always had a smile on his face.
Met him a few times when I was in Miami, and that's when the news came down about what happened with him. I was floored.
Yeah, and you would never think that, man. And it's for me, it's like you don't know what's going on with the brain. And I understand if Peter took a crazy hit, you'd be like, oh, it was just a crazy hit because he went through all last season and didn't have one. But that was just a regular hit. I know the head probably went to the side.
Yeah.
And everybody saw the hands go up and the fingers and everything, but it's at the end of the day, it's his decision, and I think this is one of those ones you have to say, yo, I'm gonna sit down with my kids and my wife, and we're gonna talk about this, because the dude already has $90 million in the bank,
and and he would be able to receive the 124. That's guaranteed, or 100 and some odd million that's guaranteed to him if he was to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, we're talking about money. I get it. It's money drives the sport, drives all sports. I get it.
Yeah.
But there also comes a time where you just, like you said, Rob, you look at your family and go, how far is money go? I mean, look, you can't take it. My stepfather's always told me, you can't take it with you.
Yeah.
You can't take it with you. Don't forego family for money, because you family you got forever. Money ain't going with you.
And if you love the sport, do what Teddy's doing. Coach it.
Yeah.
You can still be involved. You think about, for me, I think that I could have probably played maybe 1, maybe 2 more years, but my kids, my daughter was sick, and then my kids were playing sports. And when you play a sport, that takes away from your family. You can't go to recitals. You can't go to sporting events. You can't do anything because you might be on the road. I know it's different in football. They got more time because they only play on Sunday. But trust me, if you retire, you can dedicate everything you have to your kids and watch them, be there for them, make them understand why you there, why you weren't there, all that kind of stuff. So to me, I just think about, you look at boxers who are punch drunk. And that's all I can think of. I don't want him to be punch drunk like that down the road when he's like 40. He can't even talk to his kids. They pushed him in a wheelchair, whatever it may be.
We saw the late years of Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
And that always scared me, because the greatest ever. And I mean, God bless that man. Just didn't have his faculties about him.
Yeah, and it's not just Muhammad Ali; it's a lot of other.
Oh no, there's a lot of guys. That's always the one to me that stood out. You know what I mean?
With him, yeah. So it's just, it's a hard decision, because you turning your back on something you love. You think about it. When you play a sport, that's your love, that's your passion. You want to do it each and every day, and all of a sudden it's taken away from you, and you still got some left. Yeah. And for me, I think that's the hardest part, to turn. Like, you turn your back on something you love, and it's like. But then there's something you should love more than football, and that's your family.
That's just tough for him. I feel for the guy. I really do.
Yeah, I do too.
And I know, I mean, like, I feel like too, he's got a good relationship with his head coach now. Dude genuinely cares about him, and McDaniel. And, it's just, man, I hate it for him because it's a hard decision.
Too.
It's a very hard decision. We get some other stuff, too, from the NFL. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I thought that PI call against the Chiefs at the end of the Chiefs-Bengals game was kind of a bullshit call. To me, that was the NFL going, well, we can't let the Chiefs lose while Taylor Swift is here. So, I don't know. Everybody's trying to defend it. Goes, no, it was the right call. I don't dude, I've seen a lot of pass interference. I've seen a lot of pass interference that has not been called. And I was like, I don't know, dude. He just jumped up in front of him and got there like a half a second earlier. Flags were flying. And I was like, oh.
They did not deserve to win that game.
So was
Chiefs?
that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, the Chiefs played terrible in that game. And the Bengals 100% should have walked away with the dub. Sorry, Rob. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say what was more egregious, that call or the roughing the passer call?
Oh my God! Yes,
in the college game.
Yeah, what the hell game was? I forget what game it was. Cal maybe or something. But
no, it was it was an SEC game. So crap, who was it?
I can't remember who it was. But yes, it was. That was. I mean, what a garbage call that was. That was far more egregious.
Kentucky?
No.
Okay.
It was somebody else. But it was, and I'm trying to remember why they called it, because they called it for the dumbest of reasons or something.
Yeah, because he pushed the quarterback down, and the guy ran it back for a touchdown. Yeah.
He pushed him too hard. That's why it got called. He didn't follow through. He didn't spear him. He didn't take him to the ground. No, he just pushed him too hard. And that was roughing the passer. And it's like, man, that was some bullshit. Yeah, that was a bullshit call. Is there anything better than watching the Cowboys go down in flames? Even though I ain't got no love for the Saints, there's not much better than watching the Cowboys just light themselves on fire. It's just fun. In Dallas. Oh. I just loved it.
It was so fun. For me, I turned it on and I saw CD do that catch and run. I said, okay, CD.
Yeah.
It's like, I root for CD because, he's family.
You know him. Yeah, I get it.
I just can't root for the fucking Cowboys, man.
Nobody can root for the Cowboys. The Cowboys fans don't want to root for the Cowboys, man.
I can't root for them, man. I just can't.
Dude. And by the way, going over to college football, we're going to have to hear the Arch Manning hype now, I think, for like the next... The next, how many months we're going to have to listen to that until yours is back for Texas. But I'll tell you what, man, that kid, he hit that first touchdown pass. He scrambled for one. I was like, all right, look at him go. And now it's like, forget it. Arch Manning bonanza now.
Hey, if you're a parlay, I got to get better. Fucking do whatever you got to do. Spend my blood, put me in the hyperbaric chamber. I got to get
Oh, God, you kidding me? He's Goku in the water with the mask on. Just heal me up fast. I got to get back in the fight quick. Yeah, he's quick. And then Georgia, barely hung on to beat Kentucky. That was ugly. Kentucky punting from midfield with 3 minutes left on the clock, down 1 point in the fourth. The hell are you doing, Mark Stoops? What are you doing? Like, Kentucky fans just need to burn him to the ground for that, man. You had a chance to knock off number 1 Georgia. What are you doing?
Yeah,
bad decisions, man. Bad decisions.
Hey, when you play a team like that at home, you got to roll the fucking dice. Say, we got nothing to fucking lose. Let's go. So I just knew Georgia was going to lose that game. So
yeah, man, they looked like they were going to lose the whole. And that's one of those that you will see the Georgias of the past. Not really so much in the Kirby era, but the Georgias of the past would come in preseason number 1, roll their first 2 opponents, and then trip against somebody that you had no business tripping. South Carolina in a down year or some shit,
Oh, it was South Carolina.
Oh, it was the South Carolina game. You're right.
Oh, yeah, the
pass in the rough and the passer. You're right. It was South Carolina.
Yeah, it was South Carolina. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do. Let's.
And the funny part. Sorry to interrupt you. The funny part is like Georgia get that fucking stinker out right now before they play Bama in 2 weeks.
Escape of the win, get a bye week, and then you got to play Bama.
Yeah, they're gonna play Bama,
and then they got to play Texas too. In Texas, I think, right?
But see, here's the thing. It was good. If Georgia was to lose that game, it then cuts into whatever leeway they have because you have Bama, you have Texas, you have Ole Miss, and you have Tennessee you got to play. So you already would have one loss. You can't have more than two.
Yeah.
And then if you make it to the SEC tournament, SEC playoffs, that's another one you might have to lose. So
yeah.
But the good thing is 12 teams though. It's 12 teams and they'll make it. You just like, damn it, we got to play this juggernaut early.
Yep, just get out of the way. FSU 0-3. Loses to Memphis. Holy shit.
I love it.
Like,
I love it.
What?
I love it.
What? I mean, y'all owe Mike Norvell more money than God. You can't even part ways with that dude. And I hope Florida holds on to Napier. And I hope FSU does not try to buy out Mike Norvell, because I just need to see Billy Napier and Mike Norvell face off in rivalry week. I need to see it. I need to see it. Who's going to screw this up more? I have to find out. I need to know.
Hey, the Canes are back, baby.
Oh,
they own Florida again.
Man, Miami's on one, dude. Miami's on one.
I'll say this. You're going to hear the whispers around Florida State. Prime time.
No,
prime time.
Stop with
prime
that. Stop
time.
with that. No.
Prime time.
No.
See, here's the thing. They're already paying. Florida State's still playing Willie Taggart.
Yep.
After they fired him.
Still paying Jimbo.
I think they're done paying Jimbo.
Are they done paying Jimbo? I think they had money left on Jimbo. Okay.
I think they're done paying Jimbo. If they fire Norvell, depending on how they do that, they're going to be owing Norvell.
Oh,
they're going to pay Prime.
They owe him a lot of. Oh yeah, no.
Not to pay Prime. And I think at some point Prime ain't going to stay in Colorado.
Well, we know
he's going to get his sons and Travis Hunter to the league, and eventually he's going to realize that
he's gone after this season.
It's time to come home.
Wow.
I say he's gone. I say he's gone after this season.
I agree.
Because his son's going pro.
I agree.
His other son,
Travis Hunter will go.
Yeah.
But I don't see any scenario where FSU has to eat all that money to get rid of Norvell and pay him. I just don't.
Well, you need the coach.
I don't see it. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but I just the math doesn't math for me on that.
Well, crazier things have happened.
Oh no, this is true. Yeah, we've seen dumber shit.
Hey, just look what Texas A&M do. I know they got more money than Florida State, but look, they paying Jimbo and said, "Get the hell out of here." You had the most fucking guys going in the portal than any coach, and you ain't won shit since you got here. Get the hell on.
Had multiple top 5 recruiting classes at Texas A&M and still couldn't put it together.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah,
couldn't do it. I love it. I need me one of them jobs, man, where the people just pay me to go away.
Okay.
Yes, I need one of them, man. Sign me up for that, dude. We pay you to shut up. Okay, cool.
Hey, I tell them, let me be a head coach. I'm hiring you 2 guys. We gonna fuck some shit up.
We're gonna catch some NIL money. We're gonna ruin a program and get paid to go away. I love it. Sign me up. Here we come, Colorado. All right. Big shot of the week, and then we're gonna play Black Crime or White Crime. Goes to Officer Travis O'Diorn of the Chicopee, Massachusetts Police Department. Here's why. He wanted to try and bridge the gap between police and the community. He found a used ice cream truck on Facebook Marketplace. And they used, by the way, money seized through asset forfeiture to fix it up, get it roadworthy. And dude has got now the local cops in Chicopee, Massachusetts, just driving around the community all summer and fall, giving out free ice cream and just talking to the kids. Just giving out free ice cream, talking to kids, trying to do something to just bridge the gap between police and community, which we know in a lot of places is not the most comfortable relationship. So he went out, he did something to do it, and now I was saying on the ice cream truck, he wrote on the side, it says to protect and serve ice cream, which I thought was freaking cool. And I just thought that, for all the stuff we talked about, I mean, we talked about it with Tyreek Hill, and we've talked about it with numerous other people having run-ins with the police, that you got police officers like this guy doing the right thing, man, just trying to find ways to bridge the gap with this community. So I thought that was big shot worthy.
Man, that's really cool. You think about who came up with the idea. That's a great idea, because you think about the distrust starts so young, especially with kids, because I've done this panel before where the kids are like, we don't trust them. And I know this is probably a different kind of way to earn that trust, but it's just a way to open up a line of communication so you understand, hey, all of us aren't bad. just like all of you aren't bad. So this is a way to us to get to know each other, and you learn more, so you can pass it forward and let everybody know what's going on in the community. So I love that idea.
I do too. All right, let's throw down. Let's go. I got 7 stories here. You gentlemen just need to tell me, was the perpetrator Caucasian or African American? This is black crime or white crime. Story number 1. A Chicago woman took, and this was, by the way, in the news recently, took the all-you-can-eat special at Applebee's to mean all you and your friends can eat. She opted for the $15.99 special, figuring she would just share her food with the rest of the table and just pay for one of them. That's not how it worked. It was noted on the menu otherwise, so she got the bill from the manager, and she was billed for multiple all-you-can-eat specials. She said, no, I just ordered one of these. And they're like, right, but you shared it with everybody and ordered food for the whole table. You can't do that on one thing. The cops were called because she got loud. She was arrested, taken out of the restaurant, and someone else from her party ended up paying that bill. So all you can eat goes a little too far. Was the woman black or white?
This might be the easiest one we've ever done. And this is shameful to say, and it hurts me to say.
Go ahead.
This was somebody's black auntie.
Oh.
Hey, first of all, she knew exactly what she was doing. She said, I'm going to get my ass tossed out of here on misdemeanor, and I ain't got to pay this $400.
Oh.
This is so easy as bad. It's
Well, it was in the news like last month, so it was a very recent story. I didn't know if anybody saw it.
That's a sister.
All right. This was 28-year-old Shawnisa Cobbs. It's a black girl. I'm sorry, it's a black girl.
shameful, Lord Jesus.
Tell you what, man.
It's so funny. That's one of them stories where it's so funny that you want to laugh to keep from crying because it's embarrassing.
I know, because it makes you shake your head. Yeah. It's like every time there's a meth story and you're like, oh, it's a white guy. And I'm like, God damn it.
Hey, Harp, it's almost like Rob said, we're going to start with the most blackest crime ever.
Look, they start off easy and they get a little harder as we go. Okay, you know how tests work. All right.
Yeah, that one was the easiest one.
Right. Well, hence it was the first story out of the gate. Story number 2. A dispute over loud snoring led to one man being stabbed in Philadelphia. The man shares a duplex with a common wall with one of his neighbors, who snores apparently very loudly. The man became so enraged, he pushed his neighbor's first-floor window in and threatened to kill him. When the neighbor tried to calm him down and open the door, the man stabbed him. Black guy, white guy.
What city was this?
It's Philly.
Philadelphia.
I'm going to say white.
Okay.
I'm going to go black.
Rob's going black. The point goes to Brandon Harper. Robert Wallace, a 62-year-old white man.
Why his name gotta be Robert?
Robert Ory.
No, Robert Jenner.
Oh, sorry. No. Yeah, Philadelphia. All right, story number 3. Police in Rivers. From your neck. How far is Riverside, California, from you? Is that close to you?
That's where Sean Brady. What's his name? Brady lives. What's his name?
Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady. I said Sean Brady.
Sean?
Wayne Brady.
No, you're talking about Sean Bradley. I was like, what the fuck are you
I
talking
know.
about? Yeah.
Which
All right.
Brady? Wayne, Tom Brady?
Yeah, one of the Bradys.
Wayne, you remember Wayne Brady, like Riverside motherfuckers?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Is that the Chappelle thing? Oh, my God.
That's the Chappelle show.
Yeah. Is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bitch? All right.
Eat your sandwich, Dave. Eat your sandwich.
God. Eat your sandwich, Dave. I love that sketch. Police in Riverside, California are on the hunt for a man who robbed a caricature artist of about $500 in cash. Here's the problem. He left behind the caricature the man was drawing of him. He sat down, had the artist do a picture of him, and then right as the guy was wrapping up, he took off with his money bag. But he left the drawing behind. They used the caricature to track him down and catch him. Black guy, white guy.
White guy. White guy.
Black.
White guy.
Black. I know it's Riverside, but
I know it's Rivers.
I just told you Wayne Brady lives there.
like I said,
Harp Harp is on one today. He's right. That's a black guy.
Because here's the thing. It be, again, I love my people.
Oh, no.
So this is not an indictment. It would be us to sit down, have somebody draw us, steal something, and not think that, hey, dog, he drew you. They can identify you.
Well, kind of, because he didn't really, I mean, like, the characters aren't really like, it's not like a police sketch. It's not the last time he got his police sketch and he was wearing headphones on rollerblades. You know what I mean? Like, they don't do it that way. All right, well, yeah, it was black guy. All right, 2 would-be criminals. Mastermind decided to rob some gaming systems from an unnamed store in Gwinnett County, Georgia. This is in our neck of the woods. This is our neck of the woods. Responding officers were told that they fled in a Tesla. The problem is they didn't get very far because they failed to charge the car before they went to rob the store. Police say they recovered the gaming systems along with several guns and what they believe to be 2 pounds of marijuana in the car.
Ooh, this could go either way.
Black guys, white guys.
Story once before?
No, I don't think so, no. We've had stories before of guys failing to charge the car in a getaway.
Okay,
that has been a recurring story in the game. Yes. These guys. You're saying white guy.
I'm gonna say white too.
Both gonna say white. And you are both wrong. 2 black men.
Dang. Like I said, this could have
gone. You should
have
said when you saw the weed.
Oh no, white people smoke weed too.
That'd have been cool.
Oh my God.
Well, they do that too.
We're doing broad generalizations now. Okay. Yeah.
Look, hold on.
A man stole a fried chicken truck in story number 5. If you're gonna go, come on.
Sure.
I said, my bad. It would have been meth. How about that?
Hey, Rob. Sure. Black crime. Sure. Like, okay.
Oh, God. God help us. How is the show still on the air? All right. Story number 5. A Florida homeowner's in hot water after police say he opened fire on a Walmart delivery drone. He confessed to the police he was charged with shooting at an aircraft. He was charged by the police for shooting at an aircraft, criminal mischief damage over $1,000, and discharging a firearm in a public or residential property. So the dude saw a Walmart delivery drone over his property and opened fire. Black guy, white guy. Harp says white guy.
I need to make up some ground because, I'm going to go with black. Okay.
This was 72-year-old David Wynn. That's a white guy, Rob. Sorry. Yeah, Rob on the something about the time change, I think. You're on the other side of the globe, all your answers are in reverse. I don't know. Something's going on.
Number one, we ain't got no time. We ain't wasting no ammo on shooting down no drone.
Hey, you might have been trying to find your weed farm.
No, he ain't got but so many bullets. I damn sure ain't wasting it on no drone.
Shoot down a Walmart drone?
Right.
But then again, who knows what it was carrying? There might be some good stuff in that Walmart drone. All right, story number 6. Let's see if Rob can close this out here. 2 to go. Police in Salt Lake City say a motorist... Police in Salt Lake City say a motorist took off during a routine traffic stop, but it turns out the officer recognized the guy. So police just went to his house and waited for him. He had arrived home on foot. The cops recovered his crashed motorcycle nearby. Turned out, of course, it was stolen. He was charged with possession of a stolen vehicle, failure to stop at a command of an officer, and violation of parole or probation. So dude steals a motorcycle, gets recognized by the cops. They wait for him at his house to pick him up. Rob immediately says white guy based on the fact that it happened in Salt Lake City.
Ain't no black people there, man.
And the ones that do play for the Jazz. That's all we got.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
What the heck? I'm gonna say white too.
Hey, if it's a black guy, this really is Bizarro week.
Sure enough. Brandon Briggs, a 38-year-old white guy. Yeah, good job.
Hey, that was the easiest one, and the first one was the easiest.
Yeah, because I'm like, it's a Salt Lake City? Come on, man.
You said Salt Lake City, white.
White. Yeah. All right, last one. It's hard to win big in the lottery when you're caught on camera at a Speedway gas station swiping more than a dozen scratch-off lottery tickets and then trying to cash in the winning ticket at the same store. Police say this man strolled into a convenience store around 2 a.m., reached over the counter, took 13 different scratch-offs, and then hit one for $100 and tried to cash it in a few hours later at the same store. They, of course, arrested him.
Black.
I don't think we're going to start and end on the black, so I'm going to go with the white guy.
All right. This was 27-year-old Herbert McClellan. Black guy. Yeah, that was a black guy. No. Harper.
Hey, did you miss one?
I missed one, I think.
Yeah, you only missed the one. Yeah, Harper ran away with this one, man.
It's a black guy because black people love scratch-offs.
Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. We white people love our scratch-offs, man.
No, but I'll tell you this. I'm not saying that you don't, but there are many times where your grandmama will send or your aunt will send their child or their grandchild to go to the store, pick this up, and get me a couple of lotto tickets and scratch-offs.
Mm-hmm.
And so to grab a handful of them and be scratching them off at the store and then trying to catch, that's something we would do.
No, but okay. Yeah, I get it. But I can't remember the amount of time when I was a kid. And I was a kid, and my grandmother would always buy scratchers. And every now and then, you'd bring home a pack of scratchers, and from across the house, you would just hear, "God damn!" And she hit one for like $100.